What's good, football fans? Back at you once again with another video. And after 2 painstaking days of waiting, finally, the NFL updated Game Pass with coaches film. I can't remember a time having to wait this long on the All-22. Somebody can correct me if they'd like to. But it definitely screwed my entire schedule up this week. I was planning on doing a few videos with the film that we have. Flash forward to Thursday, and here we are. I'm already concentrating on the Cardinals. But anyway, since we have the film now, we definitely should take a look at it. That being said, let's get to it. Washington's defensive linemen are really ridiculous. They are. These guys have 7 guys that can really bring it. Now, mind you, they don't have 7 spots up front for all of these guys. So these guys basically are just a solid rotation. They can dominate. Now, you got Chase Young over here on the right, and you got Montez Sweat over here on the left, Jonathan Allen and Daron Payne. Now, I'm telling you, these 2 guys in the middle dictate the entire play here. Now, on this particular play, Wentz is able to get rid of the ball before he's sacked. But John Bostic really makes a play on him. Watch this. Watch Bostic come in. Boom. And he just misses him. You know, Carson Wentz likes to do that thing where he ducks down. He almost got really ran over by Montez Sweat. Actually did get run over by Montez Sweat. But watch John Bostic there, and then, you know, Wentz throws it low. But look how those defensive linemen dictate that. All kinds of pressure coming from every direction. Pressure coming from everywhere. And Chase Young was putting pressure on there too. Now, after an unbelievable Tress Way punt, you know, they had him pinned down there on the goal line. The defense really tucked their ears back and came after him on this play right here. You know, Wentz was under immense pressure there. Watch that again. Watch Sweat come off the corner there, or off the edge there. Watch. Just annihilates Jason Peters. I mean, watch that again. Watch this. Jason Peters, you sir, just probably should not be at that position. I really can't get down on Jason Peters, but so much. You, sir, should not be playing left tackle against Montez Sweat. I mean, look at that. One last time. Just so y'all can see that one more time. Just annihilates him. Like, bye. I mean, he barely gets it off, too. I absolutely loved seeing this particular play right here come together and just seeing all the pressure being put on at the same time as Troy Apke comes up on the edge and basically they just leave Ryan Kerrigan wide open. I mean, watch this. Kerrigan is just allowed to just plow right on through and do what he wants. I mean, nobody. Nowhere to go either. He tries to turn the other way and run and gets Montez Sweat, the freak, up in his face. I mean, look at this. Look. Oh boy, it's laughable, you know, that these plays like this are transpiring, but I'm loving it because we've been waiting for this for quite a while. And these guys are really good, and they're going to be really good for a long time, barring any injury issues. The very next play, you can see the defense is really feeling it in this one. This team is well coached on that defensive line and on that defensive side of the ball, and I absolutely love it that the second that Ryan Kerrigan comes in the game, 2 plays in a row, the defense eats. And in this particular play, Kerrigan sniffs out the screen, screams it out, and everybody else collapses. Now watch. Beautiful play. I mean, there's nothing Wentz could do there. Kerrigan's such a smart player that he sniffed that out. And Ioannidis is so underrated that it's not even funny, man. So underrated. I mean, Peters is just standing there watching all this go down. Watch this, y'all. Watch Jason Peters. He touched nobody. Look at that. Look at that. Let's watch it again. Look. Jason Peters, 71 right here. I'm on the left side. Watch. I'm touching nobody. You see the amount of people there that are touching nobody? Look, look, look. Their left guard, too. Watch him. And I'm touching nobody. I mean, is their center the same way? It is. You know, they're trying to do that jailbreak play on the right or whatever, but it's just funny. Nobody gets touched there. And Wentz looks like a sack dummy. The name of the game for this Washington defense is pressure. And I'm going to tell you, they bring it from all directions. And Cameron Curl actually makes a really good play on this. Watch. The defensive line is so beastly. Now, Chase Young actually dropped back in the coverage on that play. Take another look at that. I love to see these rookies pop up and do well. And as I said before, watch Chase Young drop back in coverage. I'm not sure if I like him dropping back in coverage against Gobert there, but I like to see Curl come up immediately and take care of that. To set up the next play. And this is the very next play. And like I said, with this team, the key word is always going to be pressure. You look over here on the right side of your screen, you see that's Ryan Anderson. See? Another rotational. See, it pretty much stays the same here in the middle, except for when they rotate Matt Ioannidis in. But the guy to keep an eye on in this play is on the left side of your screen, Chase Young. And he annihilates Jason Peters. I mean, this was a bad day for Jason Peters right here. That's all I could say. Watch the spin move by Chase Young. I mean, this kid is unfreaking real. Look, whip, give me that. And, you know, Wentz almost ducks him. But then, oh, what was that? Oh, yep, a strip. Let's watch it again. Chase Young putting his skills on display. Look at that. Give me this. Okay, give me that ball. Pow! Give me that. They're really lucky that Washington didn't get the ball there. Look at that. Spin. Get off me. Give me that. The kid's unreal. And if you actually look at the other side, Ryan Anderson had pressure himself. Watch him. On the other side, look. Nope. Give me it. Come here. Oh. He just overshot it just a little bit. What a play. I like to see this from a defense, man. I mean, they're running around like a bunch of raged animals. Look, give me that. I love it. You know, I've heard some people say, well, why didn't the Eagles run it more? You know, they should have ran it more. It's unbelievable that they didn't have a better rushing attack. Well, I'll show you an example of why they weren't able to run the ball. Watch Chase Young. This kid is just unreal. Why? Everybody's always talking about his pass rushing skills. Watch his run support. Over there on Jason Peters again. They actually doubled him up there, and he's still got in the backfield. You have to really pan out to really see this. Watch him. Look at that. Give me that. Kid's unreal. Watch it from this angle again. I mean, how do you defend that if you're them? Now, if you remember, I mentioned earlier that Wentz likes to do that thing where he tries to duck underneath the people, and that until he met up with Montez Sweat, and then I noticed he started maybe trying to put his shoulder over a little bit more. But this is the play right here I was talking about, and of course everybody has seen it by now. But Sweat is just a complete freak and just runs him right over like a freight train. They tried to chip him there. It looked like that's what the play was supposed to have been as a chip, but it did not work at all. You got to do better than that, man. With Philadelphia, y'all going to have to do better than that. Y'all going to have to do better than this, man. Now, I wanted to show this play from the top angle just so I could show you guys the job that Chase Young did on this play, reading it and then taking the correct angle to get to the other man across the field. Look at him. I mean, and Peters isn't doing nothing as far as contact and getting the play changed up or anything. He's doing nothing. It's just nothing. But he keeps that from turning into a first down. I can't tell you how the presence of mind from a rookie is unreal on a play like that. You can't really teach that. It's just, presence of mind. He knows the angle immediately. One more time as he comes around that edge, that running back thinks he's getting ready to have a play. And then he sees Chase. Because he could have cut back in until he saw Chase there. Something I wanted to take a quick second and point out is Ryan Anderson showing position versatility here, being able to move over to the linebacker. Just a little while ago, you saw him on the edge over there as a defensive end. Those of you that asked me why he was kept and why we didn't trade him or why we didn't do something with him, it's for reasons like this, where they can shift him out, and he's good at run support, and he's good at sewing up that edge. Of course, this play's an inside rush, but watch him on this tackle. I mean, look at him. It's a veteran presence. He's able to sniff the run out, make the play. I mean, that's what you want from a guy. Now, I'm not so certain what will happen when it's time to pay his contract, because he's obviously going to want a raise off of that rookie deal. Now, Philadelphia couldn't do nothing there again. I believe they got 2 yards on that. Again, with this defense, the key word is always going to be pressure. Now, watch Montez Sweat really put an end to this rushing play here. This was a nice tackle for loss. Daron Payne was just as much, the cause for that as Sweat was for making the play. Payne blows his man completely up. I mean, if you watch that again, completely blows his man up. It's the center. I guess that's Kelsey, eh? Yeah, he blows Kelsey right off. Completely blows him up right back into the play, and then Sweat's able to make the play. I told people to watch out for Daron Payne this year. That guy's got 9-10 sacks written all over him. Of course, that's a Russian play there, but they blew that completely up. And I mean, maybe that's Kelsey taking the wrong center of gravity, but whatever it was, he was definitely outmanned there. Now, Landon Collins inevitably moves up and makes this play, but the amount of pressure from this defense on Carson Wentz was just unreal, especially on this play. Watch him. Daron Payne makes it up in there again. Killing him. Watch Daron Payne, this big guy right here. That should be criminal. And look, Sweat was right there too on that play. I mean, it's just pressure. Payne almost got the sack on that play. Wentz is lucky he had the quick trigger. Now, this play here was nothing but just kind of like a heave-ho. I'm not even sure why they were throwing a Hail Mary up by, I believe, 10 at that point. But this was just kind of like a heave-ho. And if you really check this play out, you could see that Chase Young almost hit home at the very end of the play. And Montez Sweat was literally a couple of fingernails short of grabbing him before the play ever took place. Watch. Sweat's so nasty. Look at that. I mean, and then, if you look, he hits him right as he releases the ball, and I think that changes the trajectory of the whole pass. And it's off a little bit. Now watch this as John Bostic puts some pressure on him up the middle, mixed in with that D-line pressure. I mean, these guys are going to be hard to beat if they're able to do this play in and play out. All respect to Jason Kelsey there. I mean, he just looks at the play and thinks that he needs to go over and double Daron Payne. But if you guys heard me mention before, that's how teams are going to get caught out there. That's how teams are going to get in trouble. And see, Chase almost gets in there too. He's in on the play. And Jason Peters gets kind of blocked out there. His own man kind of sets a screen on him. The space eaters up front. I mean, Jonathan Allen is just a monster himself. He's going to hit home like 7 or 8 times this year too. I mean, they're up there controlling that line of scrimmage so much that Zach Ertz almost can't get through it. I love it because teams are going to do this all year long. They're going to see Daron Payne standing there causing problems, and they're going to move over to double team him. And then there goes Boston. You see what I'm saying? Now, Kelsey's a good center, so that's the reason why that didn't turn into a sack by John Bostic. He was able to turn and then make sure that the quarterback didn't get sacked, but still the play was changed and it was incomplete. I absolutely love to see the way that these defensive coaches and coordinators are getting to use these players on the field. Obviously, we've only seen one game now. I wish I could have seen more in preseason. But this is one of those plays where the pressure that the scheme creates really leads to ultimately the sack that they get. I mean, just a beautiful play. That's what you want to see your defensive line doing. I think Ioannidis and Jonathan Allen got the credit there. But, I mean, they were all over him from all directions. I mean, if you look over there, Jason Peters, he got beat pretty bad too. And at the end of the play, I'll pause it the next time around, but at the end of the play, you'll see all the Philadelphia Eagles linemen just standing there. Look at this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All of them just standing there while the entire Washington defensive line is back there beating their quarterback up. Some of the best plays from these defensive linemen are those that don't show up in the stat sheet, or maybe show up in the hurry section or the quarterback hit section, that don't really get exemplified, and everybody doesn't really get a chance to really see what happens in those situations. But Matt Ioannidis really, makes a really good play on this ball and makes Carson Wentz try to rush and ultimately causes an incomplete pass. This is what you want to see your defensive tackle doing if he doesn't hit home and get a sack. Boom. You get a hit on the quarterback. You've done your job. Tim Settle in there on that play too, that he was at some points triple teamed at that play. You see that, guys? Watch this. Watch big Tim Settle right here. Watch him get triple teamed. Look, they triple teamed him. Craziness. Now, this is the play that ultimately got called back because of offsides. You could have picked one or two different players on the play that was offsides, but wow. Chase Young comes around the end and just puts his hand right on Carson Wentz, and the ball just flies up in the air. And I have a feeling that there's going to be quite a few plays in the near future just like this one. Go ahead and take a look at this one right here. And Kevin Pierre-Louis ultimately makes the interception. But like I said, they called this play back. But just look at that pressure. I mean, boom. You never want anybody hitting your quarterback like that, whether it's a penalty play or not. And, I mean, Jason Peters just getting beat over there like a drum. Now, remember earlier when I said I'd revisit that play where Daron Payne and Jonathan Allen kind of stretched the line out to where Philly's offensive line basically had to go out to the edges and leave this humongous gap in the middle. Now, on that particular play, Jason Kelsey was able to actually finally get over and hit John Bostic before he made the sack. Well, on this play, they weren't as lucky. John Bostic is underrated. I'm going to go ahead and just say that now. And the whole reason this happens is because KPL jumps up and actually makes it look like he's going to rush the passer as well. I mean, it's really a good play. If KPL doesn't step forward like that and make him think that he's going to rush the passer as well, that play doesn't happen. Jonathan Bostic just untouched. Can't have anybody hitting your quarterback like that, Philly. Now, this is the play that Ryan Kerrigan ultimately breaks the sack record on, and it's just a mismatch over here on the side. Kerrigan's on the right side of your screen, but he comes down, and the line just can't do anything with him. He just pushes his way right on past him and grabs Wentz and just, kind of falls down, honestly. And actually at this point was feeling bad for Philly's right side of their line, but that was just a play right there where they tried to shift the guard over to get him, and he was just too late. Kerrigan's too fast and too athletic coming off of that edge, and the running back didn't seal the edge either at all. So if you see Clement comes off of there, he doesn't seal that edge at all, and Kerrigan already has it. There's nothing that they could do. And then Kerrigan, of course, is now the all-time sack leader in Washington. Just manhandles them. Hell, you can make an argument that somebody else might have gotten to Wentz if Kerrigan didn't. Here's another one of those plays where Wentz just lets it go down the field looking for Deshaun Jackson, and he pays for it because I believe it's Matt Ioannidis puts the nice little shoulder hit into him. Yeah, it was Ioannidis. It's almost picked. Darby probably wishes he could have that play back again. Yeah, he got hit by a couple people there on the defensive line. I heard Dan Orlowski over there on ESPN say that Wentz was trying to do too much. I'm not sure what choices he really had there, but I would have gone to the man a little further down the line over here on the left side, the short man. But they're looking for a long pass here, and in this play, they're lucky they didn't get the ball intercepted. Of course, they punted the next play. Now, this right here is the last big play for the defense on the day, but Daron Payne and Chase Young, they hit home on this one. Kerrigan was able to pick it up. Now, had he gotten a block or two, maybe he could have gotten down there for the touchdown. Watch it from this angle. Ioannidis was just, a fingernail away from getting him on the other side. I mean, hands everywhere, pressure all over the place. Kerrigan ends up with the ball. In essence, that was ball game right there. I know that Philadelphia got the ball back again, and they tried to move it again, but in essence, that was ball game right there. Love to see this defense working the right way. And I'm sorry, y'all, but Jason Peters is a bum at this point. Bum. You can make an argument about who exactly got the forced fumble there, but I believe that Chase should have been credited that one. Now, I know it was just one game, and albeit against a line that was dinged up before the game started and then got worse as the game progressed. But it's good to see the defensive line come together as a unit and excel. The scary thing for other teams they should be thinking about is they're only going to get better. As Ron Rivera said yesterday at his press conference, they're far from being, where they want to be. This is just the beginning. They have several things they're trying to correct. But you keep an eye on these 7 guys that can bring it on this Washington defense, on this front defensive line. Because I'm telling you, they're going to put some numbers together this year that are scary. And they're going to keep this team in games. And if Washington can find a way to score on the offensive side of the ball, they're going to be tough to beat in December. Let me know what you guys think about all this down in the comments. One last thing I wanted to point out, I never do this, but I wanted to point out that the channel actually offers memberships now. And there are several perks included in those membership packages. Now, I've only mentioned this maybe once on the channel, and I know it sits there, it says join or whatever it is, but there's several perks involved in being a member of the channel, and I'm going to start doing more with that, including some live streams for people who are members. Now, for those that are members now, I wanted to say I appreciate you and that your donations have not gone unseen. But if you want to take a look at that, all you have to do is click join right there underneath of the video. I believe it's right next to subscribe. If you're not subscribed to the channel, you can go ahead and click that as well while you're there. Hit that bell notification so you guys don't miss any of the videos. That's about all I got. Y'all take it easy. Peace. I just wanted to take a minute and tell you guys about how winning season has returned at MyBookie. If you didn't already know, winning season means doubling your first deposit. Winning season means insane props, epic bonuses, and the craziest cross-sport wagers. At MyBookie, winning season means watching live sports and betting live sports all season long. And wouldn't you know it, at long last, the NFL has returned. That means action-packed Sundays and huge cash prizes. Get in on the action, but don't forget to use the promo code HTTR for life and double your first deposit. New players get up to $1,000 in free play. They're geared up and designed to add more excitement to the sports you love and the games you bet. In my opinion, you should bet with the best this NFL season for your chance to win big. And don't forget, use the promo code HTTR for life and double your first deposit. Your winning season begins today, only at MyBookie.